Hey, welcome to Keef's Comics. It's your host, Jacob Kiefer. I know it's been a long time since I've done this. I'm going to say 4 months. Well, on a different note, we have a very special guest here. For Movie Madness, you know him, you like him. It's Jackson Wilhelmy.
You're about to say you love him, weren't you? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? I haven't made a video in a while either, so this will be fun.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing today, Keef?
We're naming the 3 best superhero movies and the 3 worst. Each, yeah.
Yes, and then the 3 worst, right?
Yeah, but this is a joint list.
That's true. It is a joint list. So, yeah. You want to get us started off with your top 3, Keef?
All right,
yeah?
yeah, sure. All right, my first one, number 1 best, comic book movie
No,
ever.
Whoa, what are you doing? You gotta start with number 3.
Oh, 3, yeah. Why am I doing that? Okay, third is, Days of Future Past.
That's
the latest addition to the X-Men universe.
Give me some.
This franchise practically died with X-Men Origins Wolverine, then Last Stand.
Bad movie.
It was pretty much in the ditch for a while until this movie came out and Wolverine shined. I think that was my favorite part of it. How about you?
I don't know, when Magneto picked up that stadium with the...
Oh yeah, that was pretty sweet. And it was just great seeing the actions and the reactions of each character. We got to see Wolverine talk to a young Professor Xavier and a young Magneto.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the next movie, Apocalypse.
That's gonna be great.
My second one is Iron Man, the one that started the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is, as I said, my second favorite. And Robert Downey Jr. killed it in this movie. I think this is what made him famous again. I'm pretty sure. And he hasn't really made any pretty much all bad movies ever since Iron Man, except the Iron Man franchise and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Dude, what about Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes was good. I forgot about that one.
That's like all these other... Keep going.
Besides The Judge, which was terrible, I heard. Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't want to. I didn't care.
Yeah. I want to see a movie about a father and son relationship. So my number 1 is The Avengers.
Of course.
The direction that Joss Whedon went in, and how he handled each and every character with its own story, its own backstory, its own talks with different characters, and how they kind of reacted with each other, made it perfect. And Loki was great as a...
Very sweet, yeah.
Pretty much, probably the most noted villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, for sure.
And
fingers crossed for Ultron, though.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We haven't seen the movie yet. A lot of people have seen it, but we haven't yet, because it hasn't come out in Nashville yet.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and how... and comic relief. And surprisingly, how good the Hulk was in this movie.
Yeah.
Mark
Hulk was
Ruffalo.
pretty sweet.
I was kind of iffy on Mark Ruffalo, but he proved me wrong. How about you, Jackson?
My top 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got this. Number 3 is fairly recent release, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Perfect, solid action movie.
It's got a lot of espionage.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, like it wasn't like a direct superhero movie. It was like it exceeded my expectations in every way. It became like the Marvel Cinematic Universe's own Bourne ultimatum to me.
Yeah.
Because of all that the spy sense and the thriller. It wasn't just a mindless action movie. It was more of a thriller, and I think it's the best in the cinematic universe. Keef disagrees, but Captain America is my favorite character in the MCU. But
Falcon was good too.
Falcon was sweet, yeah. And Winter Soldier is
a great character too.
Really up there with Loki, honestly. It's pretty sweet. Let's see. Number 2 is next. Number 2 is The Dark Knight Rises. Solid film. I love Christopher Nolan. He's like one of my favorite directors of all time. One of the best, I'd say. Dark Knight Rises, I feel like it gets so much hate, but it is a really perfect movie in almost every single way. Just going from the cinematography to the score to the character development and the story arc. and how it all ties together in the end. It's got a perfect end, and it's perfect. I love it. It's 10 out of 10.
You announce what we're doing next for a second.
I haven't given my number.
Oh, yeah, number one. Go.
My number one is The Dark Knight, which I know it's kind of cheating with Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, but honestly, I was thinking through this list, and those are the only two superhero movies that I think are actually perfect in every way. I think The Avengers was a fun movie, but it's not a cinematic achievement like The Dark Knight is. The Dark Knight is not even like a superhero movie. It's not like part of that genre. It's actually an excellent film, going from the performances of Christian Bale and of course Heath Ledger, but it's really just a great film, one that you guys should check out, obviously. But it's probably around number 5 on my top 10 movies of all time list, but yeah, it's sweet. I just did my number 1.
Oh, sweet. Now we'll go with the depressing part of this video.
This is where I get angry.
The worst movies.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go
my
first.
My top 3?
Yeah.
Worst. Number 3. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of superhero movies that are like known as bad, but I can't say anything because I haven't seen them because I thought they were gonna be bad. Like, I haven't seen Ghost Rider, and I haven't seen what's it called? Daredevil or Elektra. I haven't seen any of those.
Don't waste your time.
So yeah, I didn't want to waste my time. But of the ones I have seen, these are them. Number 3. It's gonna hurt Keith, but Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I understand.
I was enjoying the movie until what they did with the Mandarin that just took me out of the movie completely. It just, so stupid. They just turned him into a Jar Jar Binks. Honestly, Mandarin is like Iron Man's arch nemesis, and they turned him into Jar Jar Binks in that movie. And
turned him into an idiot.
I feel like that goes unnoticed a lot, and it's just not a good movie. The story's a mess. Whatever the heck the bad guys are, the extremis virus or whatever, that's just all over the place. They were just making up random mutant powers for them to have as they go through, and it just I mean the Iron Man parts of it were cool because Robert Downey Jr. is really cool as Iron Man, but I mean there wasn't enough Iron Man in it. It was all this extremis.
Like 4 scenes with Iron Man.
Yeah, it was like this extremis nonsense, and really took me out of the movie, and I was just pretty mad the whole time. Let's see. Number 2. Let's see. I'm just trying to remember all the ones that I've seen. I guess, yeah, Spider-Man 3. Terrible movie. It's really got nothing for it. I honestly am one of those guys that wasn't a fan of the other 2 Spider-Man movies, but this one just really, really did it for me. It's not a good movie. The studio tried to throw in every single Spider-Man villain that they hadn't done yet, and it just turned into a mess. The story was all over the place. The acting's terrible. I think Tobey Maguire is a terrible actor, but yeah, it just ruined Spider-Man. And number 1 is I'm gonna say 2 because they're both like the same movie basically. Yeah. Fantastic Four movies. Oh my gosh, they're so terrible. It's just awful. I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan. To begin with, I feel like they're like the complete underdeveloped part of Marvel. Like there's the Avengers, who's like the A team, and then the B team is X-Men. Those 2 are great, and then there's the Z team, and that's the Fantastic Four, which no one gives a crap about. The practical effects on the Thing look terrible.
Like an orange blob.
Yeah, he looks like an orange piece of clay, and the Reed Richards is stretching. It looks so fake, and the story is awful, and they found a way to make Doctor Doom lame.
And Galactus.
Galactus is just this big cloud. What the crap?
Yeah.
Galactus, everybody knows Galactus is this big giant purple dude that eats worlds.
Yeah, and you're supposed to fear him, not laugh at him.
Yeah, he looks like just a hurricane. It's not scary at all. It's like he's like the most extreme Marvel villain ever,
Yeah.
arguably, other than Thanos. But yeah, it's just not doing it for me. It sucks. You'll notice that I didn't say the usual go-to terrible superhero film known as Batman and Robin. I didn't say that because I don't get. That movie is just so terrible. I don't even consider it a movie. So I just didn't put it on here because it's that bad that it's just like, nope. I have seen that regrettably. So, Keef, why don't you go? Top 3 worst.
So, my third one is Ghost Rider. I was
I
like,
haven't seen this.
Don't waste your time, like I said.
Yeah.
My dad, I love him, but when he tries to take me to a Marvel superhero movie, you don't take a kid to Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he was like 7 years old.
I was like 7 years old, and it was crazy, and I was afraid, and it was terrible at the same time.
It's just like weird. It's like sacrilegious
And yeah.
It's
like,
it's not cool, man.
and Nicolas Cage overacting in the movie.
Oh goodness, I can't wait.
Oh God,
Did you see the second one?
No, I stayed away from that one.
Good.
Because
Good.
why would you give money to a sequel that has a terrible first movie? I mean, Ghost Rider.
Thus, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The second one is Daredevil.
Ooh, I haven't seen this either, so.
Like the Screen Junkie said, it was a terrible audition for Ben Affleck to be Batman.
That's true.
They were trying to go for like a comic book-ish style, and it failed miserably.
Yeah, I find that whenever movies try to do that, it just doesn't work out, like Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Like when they try to use all the puns and stuff, they need to go. Hal Rudnick is gonna hate me for saying this, but they need to go with the dark and brooding, like Man of Steel. Man of Steel is solid. I loved Man of Steel.
The only thing that made it interesting was Superman was dark in that movie.
Keith didn't really like it, but I thought it was solid. The Dark Knight trilogy is all great, and when you just add the darkness and not the cut out some of the primary colors of like everything, it's just so much more serious. And I'm not a comic book fan, but I still love these movies because they're so dark and they use their powers for good and not like
They just
make it look real. I mean, that sounds stupid to say, but they do. Keep going, Keith.
Yeah, and like Daredevil's supposed to be like a arrow of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's supposed to be feared. He's supposed to be really dark, and and the way he took it was terrible.
I agree.
My number one is just a personal hatred against. It's X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
I had a headache in that movie, and it
that's bad.
made Wolverine. I mean, Hugh Jackman was the best part, but
Of course.
he still couldn't save that movie from what it did.
Oh, that's
Made
true.
Wolverine look like an idiot in that movie, and those claws, those giant CGI claws. Yeah, it's like this. And Deadpool, they ruined Deadpool.
The Mark with the mouth gets his mouth removed.
Yeah. And like that scene in the bathroom where he's like trying to test out his claws and it's like sparking. Yeah, and they were trying to be funny, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah, that movie's just stupid.
Oh my gosh.
Agent Zero.
Oh.
Like, doesn't he like shoot off his cigar?
Yeah.
He's like,
It's so
okay,
terrible.
you probably just killed somebody with the bullet you just fired.
Yeah, it's
in
terrible.
public.
But
It's
it almost
it's so
ruined my
stupid.
favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe character.
Deadpool?
And him and Wolverine.
Yeah, they too. I'm just so glad that they redeemed themselves with
Days of Future Past.
and the Wolverine. Honestly, the Wolverine was
Wolverine-
super good.
Yeah, if you haven't seen
That was
Wolverine,
really
go
dark.
watch it. It was
Definitely, it's a little bit more money, but definitely get the unrated version.
oh god.
See Wolverine. See the blood on Wolverine's claws. Sweet.
But that torture scene where he stabbed himself.
Oh god.
God, that's
Oh, God.
terrible. Dude,
It's awesome. But yeah. Well, that's our list, and
Keef's Comics production with my man Jackson from Movie Madness.
yeah, man.
I'm going to fist bump you.
Fist bump me. All right. Well,
if you have your own opinions, comment down below.
you're dead to us.
Yeah,
It's
so
been fun.
see ya.
Goodbye.